Oh, how's everybody feeling?
Pretty good, pretty
A
good.
little cold.
It's cold. What the hell happened? This feels like an Eagles tailgate, doesn't it?
This would have been nice to do yesterday when it was like 90 degrees.
Yeah, that was a real fail on the
We
Phillies
had rain
part.
coming in at 8 o'clock, though. You know,
Yeah.
Your
You had
dad
to be
probably
out
would
of
have
here in
called
time.
Nation of Wusses on
Nation
them.
of Wusses. Yeah.
Wussification of America.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, the Phillies, we were supposed to be doing this yesterday on Thursday, and there was a prediction of inclement weather. They had the Friday open spot. They decided to cancel the game and move it to Friday, and then everyone completely crapped on them yesterday when the weather was perfect. So, I guess that's the risk you run when you're making these kind of decisions, right,
Hey,
fellas?
it happens, man. That's what these off days and early baseball are scheduled for, which I don't understand why baseball doesn't schedule all their early season games on the West Coast, and then they wouldn't have to deal with this. But
Oh, so you're saying you want to put all the teams at away games on the West Coast to start the season?
correct.
Yeah, but look,
Doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. No disrespect. You can still get terrible weather at the end of April on the East
So
Coast.
we be playing this series in Cincinnati, which is not really
We
the
started in
West Coast.
Texas. That's a smart move. You go to
Start
Texas,
in
go to
Arizona.
San Diego.
So
Down
that leads me to something that I want to talk about with you guys right off the bat, because this season, needless to say, hasn't gotten off to a great start. But it feels extra lame starting with 2 series on the road. Now, I realize the scheduling thing is a big conundrum. Is there any way to do it where I don't have to wait 6 games for the home opener? Because it doesn't feel like opening day to me anymore. And given that the team's 1-5, I'm just not that excited about
Yeah,
this.
this is an absolute diluted home opener because of that reason. I mean, there's no momentum going into this. Even if you were 1-2 coming off a 1 series, and you could get it right back in the next series, that's a different story. This is it's almost depressing
There's
watching the
400
the
fucking baseball games. They'll be
No, there's
fine.
only 162. There's
How
not
many
Yeah, you know what I'm
162?
saying.
Everyone matters.
You know what I'm saying.
I agree, though. This was supposed to be Trea Day. We were supposed to get excited for the unveiling of our new weapon. And here we sit,
I don't
1-5.
I don't feel the juice here.
There's no
today.
juice.
Zero
This is
juice.
The
Vibes
least
are down.
juicy weather you've ever
Energy's
felt.
down.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. I don't know the answer to this, actually. I should know, and I'm pretty sure Trey Turner has not hit a home run yet, has he?
No.
Okay.
Couple
You
triples.
just knew when he hit 5 home runs in the World Baseball Classic that he wasn't going to hit any home runs in the beginning of the season. Isn't that just classic Phillies?
Shot his load early.
I mean, I guess it is.
That's
but
one way to say it.
He probably hit 0 home runs against major league pitchers in that World Baseball Classic. I'm assuming.
Okay, so you're
I don't
saying
know
it's
that
the
for a
quality
fact.
of the pitching. But then
I'm saying
everyone
it's the
would have hit 5
quality of
home runs. Meech?
Uh,
All I know is this. Has there been anyone yet who has said, this is why you shouldn't play the World Baseball Classic, because guys get hot then, and then they come into the regular season, they're not ready to play?
Didn't somebody lose their pitcher in that?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Mets.
Mets.
Yeah.
so that's good.
Good.
Yeah, the World Baseball Classic is
that's why
great.
That's why you
We
don't
love
do that
it.
shit in the
Job.
off season.
We love it. All right. Well, yeah, it feels a little bit like, there's not, I agree with you, there's not as much juice. But it's our job to get the juice going. And real quick,
That's what we're trying to juice the town up. I mean,
yeah, and speaking of juice, we got this amazing meat here that they got to bring up in a
Juicy meat?
second.
Got
We'll
some
get that
juicy
up.
meat here?
We'll get that up. And by the way, gentlemen, I've been thinking recently, so for some of you guys who've been checking out the pod for a long time, back in the early episodes, we talked a lot about food decisions. And here we are at a Phillies tailgate, which in and of itself, guys, it's a little different than the Eagles tailgate.
a lot different.
Let's talk about that. How are the ways that we feel this is different? Because it's not as much of a circus, there's no doubt.
We were also at the Phillies tailgates for the playoffs, and it's electric. It's the weight of the game. Like
Right.
the first game of the year, there's really not much to it. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. When you're at a playoff game and there's only 7 of them, and if you lose one, that's a step closer. Then the stakes get raised, the crowd gets hyper, the tailgates get
if you
crazier.
recall, we were together before those World Series games. It was just a couple of us. There's not big tailgates going on everywhere.
I think
it's a completely different animal.
It's the weight of a football game, right? So you got to wait all week. People are getting hyped. They're getting their plans together all week. You got, 3 or 4 times a week to tailgate before a Phillies
And you only
game.
have
So you're
16
like, you know what?
football games, or 18 or 17.
But still, it's opening day. You would expect a little
man.
bit more energy. You know what I mean? I would expect a little more energy.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm a little bit upset with the crowd, but that's okay.
Give it
Look,
an hour.
A lot of people got screwed up because they took off work yesterday. They couldn't come
They
today.
might not have
Yeah,
tickets.
it's
available.
totally complex.
So got 2 hours to go.
2 hours. All right,
2 hours. Get people in the mood.
Yeah, we got time. Drink these fine Kenwoods, eat all this wonderful food. Shout out to Kenwood Beer, Federal Donuts. We got our homies bringing in the meats. They're going to step on in the middle
Fink's Hoagies.
in a little bit and tell us all
Love
about the
Fink's
delicious
Hoagies.
meats.
Who's got that music cranked over there?
I know the guy
Yeah.
who works there.
They got the music cranked over there.
Would
That's
you
okay.
call him your best
We're
friend?
all right.
Distracted.
Your
These are the
bestie?
sounds. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, the hum of the generator, the feedback of the speaker. These are the sounds of the parking lot. We're bringing it to you 100% real from the parking lot. Okay, so like I was saying, back in the beginning days of the podcast, this was even in the pre-Fink era, which some say was a better era. I don't know. That's up for discussion.
Oh my
says
I'm not
God.
sure.
Nobody
I'm saying
says
right
that.
We've definitely got a lot of hoagies out of it. There's no question.
Good
Shots
Friday. Now it's a bad
fired.
Friday.
Shots
I'm
fired.
hurt.
Look,
Disrespect.
we only had a couple episodes without Fink, okay? But anyway, look, we talked about food decisions. And I want to get into this because we've already, 3/4 of us have already gone to a professional baseball game together, right? Meech, Rock, and I, thanks to the great gentleman Joe at Fans of Philly.
Shout out fans of Philly.
Shout out
Right,
fans
them
of
out.
Philly.
on a
That's
great
with a
Philly
PH.
trip
We went up to Yankee Stadium on a
into
bus
the
trip,
Bronx.
which felt like college all over again, loading up on the bus.
I haven't been on one of those dirty ass Greyhound buses in probably about 25
Hey,
years.
that was not a dirty ass bus. I want Joe from Fans of Philly.
No, I'm not saying
those are
it-
beautiful buses,
Hey,
okay?
it was
I felt like I
really
was
easy.
transporting drugs
Yeah.
somewhere.
Hey,
you
they
know
were
what I
giving
mean?
out hoagies. They were giving out beers. What the hell
They were,
else do
they
you
were
want?
no what?
They were giving out
Oh
hoagies.
shit!
Uh-oh. But not from Fink stuff.
Oh, what the
Oh,
hell,
man.
Joe, for Fans of Philly?
Joe, you got to hit up Fink,
Yeah,
man. Come on, you got to hit up Fink. Okay, so,
I didn't eat it.
first of all, we knew that bus trip.
For you.
Hey, we knew that bus trip was going to be lengthy, right? And it
Yeah.
was, but
Wait,
it's cool.
We were missing one of the four. What happened to the
Yeah,
fourth
Fink,
musketeer? I
everyone
guess
was
you call
asking us where you were, and I guess you had media obligations?
So no offense to you guys, I'm an A-lister now. So
What were you doing that
I had
night?
to go see a screening of a
In
new
a
movie.
red carpet
Air.
screening.
All right, hold on. You went to a screening of the movie Air.
Yes.
A screening. A screening?
Screening.
A screening.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? All right, so he went to a screening of the movie Air.
Yes.
Um,
I
and
had some
Were
popcorn.
there some A-listers there besides you?
Howard Eskin was there.
Howard X, baby, the
Matty
king.
Cord. Ruben Amaro was there.
All
Oh,
right.
that's A-list, baby.
I was there, of course.
You were there.
Uh,
All right, real quick, can we get a review of the movie?
it was good.
It was good.
3-word review. That sums it up.
Unbelievable.
That was pretty good movie. Like even if you're not into like the big sneaker scene, it's a fun
Yeah.
story. You learn a lot.
What about
some
Affleck
laughs.
and Damon? A lot of us guys hate on them. I don't know. They're not our favorites.
Matt
got-
Damon looked fat.
Fat Damon.
But he was good for his part. Ben Affleck was a little weird, but he's always a little weird, I think.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for Fink's movie review. Good job, pal. Anytime you get to see a movie, get us
He's like
another one.
Gene Shalit.
It was good.
Good stuff. Okay, so we go to this game, and let me just say this. I've gone to a handful of away games in my time, and this was one of those perfect storm situations where you're already going into a hostile environment, and you've got no leg to stand on. We were 0-3. This was Monday night. We were 0-3 going into this game, and they were already out for blood. They're like, you suck, you're 0-3, blah, blah, Yankees, yeah, all that crap. And the way the game went, we ended up losing 8-1. But it was the worst game ever. They're up our asses
horrible.
the whole game. So there was really nothing to do except sit there and take it.
Yeah.
Our boy Dunph got thrown out for taking his shirt off, which was super weak. By the way, I just saw Dunphy over there. He's shooting a Masters video with a caddy.
Full
it's pretty
caddy,
good.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
I seen Dumpy the other day on 95. We were racing.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
fun.
that. He's the hardest working man in Philadelphia, no doubt about it. So anyway, there's nothing to do except eat. So we're sitting there at Yankee Stadium, which is a different environment. We don't know the food choices. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, Meech comes back with a gigantic plastic bucket that has – tell him what it had in it, Meech.
It had garlic fries, which had very little garlic, and chicken fingers, which were below average.
Yeah.
Horrible food choices.
Huge,
Yeah, their
huge
food,
bucket.
their food up there was absolutely
Okay,
terrible.
hold on. I'm
in the
going to get to
stadium.
you.
What do you
You
mean?
just chill. I'm going to get to you. So
Uh-oh.
this
They
bucket
had
here,
You're in trouble.
They had a Benihana there. Like, who's eating at Benihana when you go to a baseball game?
I didn't get that. Do you
Did
sit
New
down and
Yorkers-
they cook it like that?
There was nobody at either one, so I didn't get to see what anyone was doing. But
They were
there
definitely
were two
chopping it up.
Benihanas on the 100 level.
That makes
and
no sense.
Nobody was at
And by the
either
way,
of them.
speaking of like walking around in food, there's areas on their main concourse where it is about 6 feet thick or wide, and there's like brick walls. You can't see the field. Citizens Bank Park smokes Yankee Stadium from a vantage point perspective.
New
There's
Yankee
no question
Stadium is
about
like a 4 out of 10.
it. Yeah, I was not impressed. It
Ooh.
looked real sterile outside with those
Yeah.
columns. Anyway, 2 thumbs down. Don't love it. So Meech has the bucket. The garlic fries is an item that I wasn't really prepared for. Very greasy, garlicky. I don't know if that's the best
There
thing.
wasn't much garlic.
That's not the best thing you want to eat when you got a 3-hour bus ride on the way home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm digging into
Why is
Meech's
that?
bucket. Man, listen to this. This guy comes back. I look over. You're never going to guess. Now, you remember we talked, Fink. Do you remember some of the things we talked about that I said I'm not a big cheesesteak at the game guy because you can't eat out of your lap. You know what I mean? Anything that involves utensils, I'm completely out on. Guess what this guy was eating? Just guess. I'll give you a hint. It's in the breakfast food category.
Eggs?
I look over. This guy has a waffle. A waffle. Please explain what the hell
he had
going
already
on.
eaten the chicken of the chicken and waffles, and now he's just going to town on a
He's
waffle.
saying he panicked.
I panicked.
You panicked.
Yeah, so we're walking around the stadium, right? Like you said, the food choices there are absolutely terrible, right? It's like you're in New York, you figure you'd have a couple pizza stands, you know what I mean? Maybe a couple sandwich stands. The food is like all chicken fingers.
Yeah, me and Rock were walking around the whole stadium
Yeah,
looking for a pizza.
There's
Just-
nothing to get. So I'm like,
Yo, I wanted New York pizza. I didn't see it.
exactly. So I'm like, what the hell am I going to get? I'm standing in line. I get to the front. I'm like, chicken and waffles. Let me get the chicken and waffles. So I had chicken fingers, would had some weird ass barbecue sauce on it, and they put it on top of the waffle.
Wait, this was
so then my waffle had barbecue sauce on it.
I'm sitting there. I look over, Fink. He has a waffle, and it has like brown sauce on it. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Was it good?
It's barbecue sauce. But wait, here's the best part. He's like ripping it by hand, dipping it in syrup, and eating it at a baseball game. And after all that we talked about, I just thought it was the most
I told you, I
sacrilegious thing.
panicked. I fucking panicked. That's the best thing I can come up with.
Now, as I think about that, I see in the background the beautiful, freshly shorn face of my man, Tom. The beard is tight. The hair is in a bit of a hipster cut. He hooked me up with this dope-ass hat. That's a nice fit. I know. Thank you, Tom.
Tom looks
Tom,
good.
as we talk about this,
Yeah, you need to get in contact with Yankee Stadium and get a couple Fed donuts
Yeah,
up
get
there
those
because their
Federal
food
donuts up
is
there.
terrible up there.
okay,
Absolutely
but
terrible.
we got a slate of new offerings at the ballpark this year. Okay, I heard, Meech, you'll be happy to hear this. Manco and Manco is expanding and it has 3 locations. Your thoughts?
Mac and Manco.
Your thoughts? Yeah, Mac and Manco, I'm
We
with
got
you.
the sauce
Oh,
hose?
the sauce hose. Forgot about the sauce hose.
Sauce alert.
Well, listen, they have to expand because you're going to have less time to wait in line to buy your food because games are much shorter now.
Meech, what would happen?
You can't waste 5 innings in
Okay.
line for Mac and Mancos.
Let me make sure that I remind people. By the way, if you haven't listened to this episode, it's called So You're Going to the Game. I think it was our second episode. A lot of good stuff in there. We talked about the sauce hose, which is actually the hose that Mac and Mancos use. They use a foot pump to put the sauce on. How mad would you be if you went and the other locations did not have the sauce hose?
I'd be pretty angry.
You'd be pretty angry. I think you would.
But I mean, you got to accept that when you're getting it, it's not the official, authentic anyway. So you're getting some sort of
Right.
bastardized replica version of Mac and Mancos.
Right, but that's
and
why
you
having the
just have to
sauce
accept
hose is comforting, because you feel like maybe there is a aspect of authenticity.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad you came back, Tom. Can you hear me? All right, so I heard that the most anticipated new item out of all the new food items, and I did hear John Brazier, the director of Fun and Games on the radio, going through all the new items. The most anticipated item is the Federal Donuts chicken tenders. Have you heard this?
Absolutely. Seamus Clancy.
Seamus Clancy.
Philly Voice had it as
published this
number
on
1
Philly
too.
Voice.
Food expert said the tenders are best. Now, here's the thing. If you are a parent,
Yeah, just
no, we're not doing anything here. All
Don't
right.
worry about Uncle Jimmy walking through the scene. Don't
God
worry
just
about
walked through the camera. It's all good. Okay, listen. If you're going with your kids, right, you just grab the stock tenders. But don't be a fool anymore. Find yourself the Federal Donuts location and get Federal Donuts
and your
tenders.
kids will love you.
Tom, where's it located? 140, baby. Go to 140. Get the tenders from Federal Donuts.
I like the wings.
All right, real quick. Number one food go-to when you go to the stadium. Obviously, we're a little biased here, but I'm going to keep it real. Go ahead, Fink. I know what you're going to say. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm going to keep it real, too. I went to the Wings game this week. I went to the Sixers game, and at both games, I got the Fed Nuts chicken sandwich. I fucking love that
Yeah,
sandwich.
you are addicted to that thing. And I asked you,
can't stop.
how do you keep the weight off, man? It's just, I don't know.
I had
don't-
two of
my
them
mom might
yesterday.
listen. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, Meech had 2 of them yesterday. He stole mine. He doesn't want to admit it, but it's fine.
I stole one, too.
Yeah,
Listen,
see,
if
I
it
didn't
was
get one.
made with no, he stole yours, not me.
Wow.
Mine was made with no pickles. He stole yours.
Wow, dude.
Mine was made specifically for me.
If yours didn't have pickles on it, then yeah, maybe Fink did steal it. All right, Meech, what's your go-to food item? Are you going to say, well, I'm going to leave it to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously the Fed Nuts chicken sandwich, but I could go for more. So I
Okay,
would also
second choice.
take that to mini Mac and Mancos. It's
Oh, they have a
like
mini?
$10. Yeah, it's not a real. It's not like a personal.
Yo.
It could be for you and someone else.
I
But
didn't
it's
know
like
that.
$14. and it's a nice little mini version of the mac. You don't get a slice; you get a mini pizza.
Yo, I didn't know they had a mini version. Does that taste like the real thing or no? Yeah.
That's what it is. They don't sell slices. It's just a mini Mac and Mango pizza for like $14.
Unbelievable.
Which you get a goddamn slice on the boardwalk, and it's almost
All right.
$14.
Listen, I'm going to keep it real basic. No disrespect to Tom and my Federal Donuts crew, but I'm going hot dog every time just because it's the easiest thing. You know, you crush that thing. What do they call them? The glizzy?
Yeah, why do they call it the glizzy?
I don't know. See,
I feel like Fink's in there.
I'm too old to like understand that kind of shit. Oh, get the glizzy.
What do they call the glizzy?
Yeah, I'll just eat the glizzy, baby. All right.
You eat it raw?
Hold on.
You go catch up or
He was
what?
a raw
Listen,
glizzy.
I'm
going off the rails.
Listen, I'm ketchup and mustard all day long. I
I'm
don't
the same
care what
way. Ketchup
anybody
and
says.
mustard both go
Okay,
on a hot dog.
Rock, when you're not eating breakfast foods at the game, what do you go with?
I'm going to go full stadium gut and get the cheesesteak.
Yes. We'll never, ever, ever be on
No
the same
glizzy, Rock?
wavelength.
No glizzy?
I'll take a glizzy down, too.
We'll never be on the same
But,
wavelength.
I mean, the Federal Donuts chicken sandwich is obvious choice. But, yeah, I'll go full cheesesteak. Like, I don't care if, like, I got to get some utensils out and scoop it up.
All right. Well, today.
I know how to use my fucking hands.
Yeah. Today we have a wonderful slew of different food offerings, including Fink's Hoagie's Fink. I had the hoagie with the asparagus,
The tacconi.
the tacconi, and let me
Shout
tell
out,
you,
shout out.
Vinegar in the roast beef.
Shout
Hold
out
on.
Tack
is that tacconi?
Tacconi.
Not tacconi.
No.
Tacconi.
Tacconi.
That's just want to make sure. We've had some controversies about how to pronounce things from the Northeast. Tacconi. So I had a tacconi. That thing had 4 stalks of asparagus staring right in my face.
We have it's roast beef with balsamic vinegar, sharp provolone, and it's asparagus on it. And
Wait,
we
can you
soak
say
the asparagus
sharp
in
what?
balsamic. Provolone.
Provolone, like Home Alone. Provolone. I love it, man.
Patrick
I am so
Mahomes.
here for
Patrick
your accent, dude. I
Mahomes.
love it. Mahomes. Yeah. All right, beautiful. Yeah, so we got the Finks, and then we got some wonderful meats. Fink, can you give us a little background on what happened? Because to me, this is the beauty of Philly sports fandom and the internet and community, right? Because we announced this tailgate, and then we had to announce that it was pushed back a day, and then we got a gift from the gods, essentially. Fink, can you explain what happened?
So Dylan and
The
Ian,
meat gods.
the
Speak
meat
right in
gods.
there. I think
Dylan
we're-
and Ian usually hold tailgates, also in M-Lot, and they do the meats. Dylan couldn't make it today.
By the way, Dylan is Philaticus on Twitter, or right?
Yes,
And
and
that-
I don't know how to spell that one, but
It's
PHILLATICUS.
something like that. Maybe 2
Philaticus.
T's in there. But either way, so Dylan comes down, and what does he usually do?
everything. He comes down here with the meats. He has Wagyu brisket.
Yeah.
He does the wings.
All
He
right.
does.
Here comes
we got
Ian
some of
with
these
the
meats
sandwich.
coming in.
Go.
All right.
This is
Here.
Ian. Ian's in
Here's
charge
Ian.
of the meats today. Ian,
Add
what do
these
you get
meats
here?
in here.
Describe
No,
what
you're
we
good.
got.
You're good.
Ian, put your
Just
meat
stick
on the table.
Meat. Lay those meats right on the table.
You got it right here.
All right, hold on. Let's get here. Ian, take a seat. Fink's subbing out for a second. Wow.
Fink's up and all right, thanks, Fink.
Crowd's getting hyped. Ian, tell us a little bit about you and Dylan. Yeah, go ahead. What you guys have been doing?
Yeah, so about midway through the Eagles season last year, I randomly came to a tailgate. I always saw Dylan cooking meats. Showed up, and Dylan was like, "Oh, do you smoke meats? What are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So I started just showing up. So we kind of started collaborating, did some pulled pork here and there, some chicken. Started doing briskets together. So what we got here, this is a certified A5 Japanese Wagyu brisket.
Melts in your goddamn
Listen,
mouth.
I'll tell you this. Wagyu
Just try it,
alone is great. Japanese, by the way, can you get non-Japanese Wagyu? I don't know this
I think
thing.
you can get an American.
Ain't
The
the
same.
same.
It's not the same.
Listen, I want to eat that, but the problem is I already had one of your pulled pork sandwiches and a Fink's hoagie, and I don't even know if I can eat that.
I
All
mean,
right, I'll make an
you can have
exception.
one
Yeah.
piece.
I'll
So
make
you
an
get a piece of
exception.
that Wagyu.
All right,
So this
keep
has
going,
like
man.
the
Yeah. So,
Oh.
so Dylan was supposed to come to opening day yesterday, before the big rainstorms last night. That didn't happen. And unfortunately, he's working today. So he called me up. He's like, "Hey, can you reheat it in the lots? Can you make it work?"
Goddamn right we can.
I took off Thursday, Friday anyways. So I was just vibing. So we brought it here.
First, I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah. Thank you, Dylan.
Shout out Dome.
You guys have been doing this for a while. You just do this out of the goodness of your heart. Like Dylan just likes cooking meat and just brings it and gives it to whoever, right?
Yeah, man. Exactly. We just, it's a hobby, but unfortunately, you can't get a quarter pound cut of brisket.
No.
And it's not worth you're smoking it I smoked the pulled pork today for 16 hours overnight.
Yo.
You can't you can't get a
Yeah,
small
that's not
one.
for you and 3 other people.
Yeah, so I mean, at that point, you might
That's
as well
much
bring
right.
it to a tailgate and
Perfect.
share it with all your friends. You know
love
what I mean?
Now
That's
I
amazing.
know a nice Wagyu cut of beef costs a couple of dollars, so you guys are investing in
Right.
the fans.
Doing it for
It's
the
not cheap.
community.
That's right.
It's your donation.
We got all these great friends we get to come hang out with, eat some great meats,
Yeah.
drink, go
See,
watch the Phils.
I'm all about
Dylan
that.
actually got his barbecue stolen at a tailgate
No.
That's right.
last year, and everybody chipped in and got him a new one.
Damn. See,
That's
that's
right.
beautiful, man.
That's how
And
real it is.
you know what? Like, to be honest with you, with City Pigeons and all our tailgates, man, that's exactly what we're trying to do is just get as many people together
That's right.
that enjoy Philly sports and being from Philly and just getting together. I love it.
That's what it's all
I
about.
love what you guys are doing. Here's
So
my question.
absolutely, man.
How did you end up deciding to reach out to us and bless us by bringing your meats to our tailgate?
So, like I said before, we were planning on doing Thursday. So Dylan had a 16-pound Wagyu brisket he was cooking. I went to the Italian market. I got a 13-pound pork butt, and we were going to bring it yesterday. And then when they canceled the game, we realized we only had like 12 people coming. I'm like, I got 26 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been following you guys for a while, like both on Twitter and
Let's
through
go.
the podcast and everything. So I was like, you know what? Let's try to level this up. Get
so
more
we
people
pretty
involved.
much we were like, oh hell yeah, obviously. So we joined forces, and I'm working on a deal, like an agreement.
Yeah.
Maybe to make the collaboration a little bit more longer term. I don't know what Dylan's down for, but hey, like I said,
he can make this official.
we're all about the community, man. We just want to get out here and be amongst the people and do things for the people. So
Yeah,
we
man.
thank you, man. This is great, guys.
Likewise, guys.
26 pounds of meat.
26.
You gotta do it. Get in there. You gotta eat it.
That's right.
It ain't just regular
Holy
meat either.
crap.
This is
So I got a
solid
question.
stuff.
Besides coming down to the tailgates and smoking meats and serving it out to the people, do you guys have some sort of business where you're like selling meats out of a truck, or what do you guys got
I
going
think
on?
he's trying to do that this year, isn't he?
I would say not yet. I think there's some things in the works though.
Oh, yeah. Yo,
Um,
let me know, man. I'm trying to get in on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the way, do you have a D'Alessandro's tattoo?
Yeah,
so I
that's
got
official.
a Philly half sleeve going here,
Yo.
but Dallas and so
Wait, is that the Henry Avenue Bridge?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude has the Henry Avenue Bridge on his arm, my man.
I was born in Roxborough,
Yo,
so
I hike under that bridge on the freaking Wissahickon,
yeah, dude, absolutely.
It's crazy
Probably got a
under
lot of
there.
weird shit under that bridge.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah,
that-
man.
Hey, you're good in my book, man. Not
appreciate
that you
you.
already weren't.
I appreciate you
All
guys.
right, well, hey, maybe we can talk about, doing another Phillies tailgate at some point this season.
Listen, it's a great vibe. I think we'd be down for it.
Maybe
so
we find like a Sunday night game. I don't even know if there are any, or a night home game or something. Anyway,
that'd be fine,
my
man.
people, and by that I mean Fink, who we've ostracized over here.
Hey, Fink.
My people will talk to your
Fink's
people.
good.
Sounds good, guys. Appreciate you so
Man,
much.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys, go Phils.
All
Go
right,
Phils.
Fink, get back in here. By the way, shout out to Fink for being the man, the connector on
That
the
meat is
internet,
so
making it
fucking
happen.
good.
Oh man.
Yeah, Fink is loving that. Fink, maybe we can get that on one of the Fink's hoagies. I'm just saying. We do a deal, a business deal.
Let me get another
All
piece
right.
of that.
Here. All right.
Slide that
So,
over.
guys, it's time to focus.
Matt, I mean,
It's time to focus in because we got a lot of changes. And
they're
one sub. There we go. Matt from Kenwood.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
buddy. You the man. Always hooking it up. Okay. So we got some big changes in the game. One thing that we've already been arguing about, everybody knows what it is. It's that pitch clock. And, guess who? If you watch the City Pigeons podcast, you got to guess who's the cranky person
Who's the old
that
curmudgeon
doesn't
out
like
of the
the
four?
pitch clock.
Me.
I have an idea. I know who it is.
hands up.
Hope you don't mind wiping
It's
my hands
me.
on this.
Yep.
Tablecloth.
It's Mike Meech, baby. Meech, what don't you like about the pitch clock?
Here's what I don't like about the pitch clock, and it's very simple. I'm going to lay it out for you. Look,
Wait, go ahead.
there's no need to extend a baseball.
Sorry, you know what? With the pitch clock, I just thought that we need to pick up the pace of the show a little bit. So I'm instituting our own bitch clock, and you can only
Oh, the
bitch
bitch
for
clock.
so long, and then I get to press this. Okay, so go ahead. You keep going. I'll keep the bitch clock right here. Go ahead.
Listen, this is my first argument. It's just a regular summer night, and you got nothing to do for 4 hours, and they're trying to hurry up a goddamn baseball game. Like, listen, I can sit on the couch from 7 o'clock to 9:30 till 10 o'clock, watch baseball, and here they are with a pitch clock ruining the fucking game, trying to make it go faster for absolutely no reason. So now the game's over at 9. Now what am I going to do?
Oh, you're
There's
making
clearly
me
a
so
reason to
Now,
do it,
now
man.
I got like a half hour. I got to what do I got to bond with my children or something?
You know
Yeah.
what?
What is this?
Okay. You're making me so angry on a couple levels. But the first one is this, and I know you have 5 kids. You're probably one of these parents that you don't make your kids do anything at all. And here's what I mean by that. You don't give a crap if you get home at 11:30 at night and your kids are like maniacs. Look, in my household, I do not want to stay at a baseball game until 10 o'clock, get home at 11:30, try to put my damn kids to
Then
bed.
don't buy a ticket.
No,
because
I will buy a
there's
ticket.
a bunch of us who just like baseball and don't like the time constraint of baseball
15%.
and like pure fact that it's 27 ounce. There's no clock in baseball. It ruins it. That's why I don't even like kids. My kids, when they have baseball games, it's like they only have 2 hours and then it gets dark and they call the game.
I'm
Then why
so
even
sorry.
play the goddamn game at 5 o'clock? Wait till the weekend and play at 1 in the afternoon.
Honestly, I'm so sorry. This is pissing me off, and I'll tell you why. Baseball has so many stupid things. Like, come out. Do they need to warm up the infielder throwing ground balls on every single inning?
Yes.
Does the pitcher need 20 pitches? I mean,
Balls in, coming down.
yeah. Don't need that at
Yes,
all.
we do.
No, we
it's
don't.
baseball.
I don't
You
care.
shouldn't change it because there's impatient people who don't want to watch for 3 hours
baseball
and
is a
need it
dying
condensed
sport,
to
dude.
2.5 hours. It's the same reason you got the no commercial skips and people are impatient, but you can't cater to these people, man. This is baseball.
Well, you
this
gotta
isn't a
cater to
Netflix
somebody, dude.
show.
Stop
Otherwise,
for a
people aren't
second.
gonna watch the
Stop for a
game.
second. You're telling me, have you watched any baseball on TV? And you're telling me it's not better the way the pitcher pitches to the batter, gets his ass back on the mound, pitches to the batter. What are you missing?
Let me something to you. Do you remember that Bryce Harper at bat last year, which was pretty much the greatest at bat in the history of baseball? Do you remember it?
I do.
If you go back and watch pitch, every single one of them would have been a pitch clock violation. Build up the fucking drama.
You can
every
say that about
single
any
one.
game last year.
The playoffs, it's going to ruin it. There's drama that needs to be built up. You can't script the shit. You can't make it go faster.
Yeah, Rocky hit that. Rocky hit the bitch clock. All right, I have so much more to say, but I'm going to go to Rocky.
If you want it so quick, make it a 5-inning game. If that's what you want, make it a 5-inning game.
Let's let
But
Rock
it's
get in on
baseball.
this.
It's 9 innings.
All right, knock it
There's
off.
no time.
Knock it off. Rock, go.
All right, so me as a casual baseball fan, I'm not as big a fan as
See,
me.
you just
clearly.
ruined your
You
credibility.
just ruined everything. You don't
say
watch
that.
it anyway.
So
Don't
this is
say
why
that.
this is why they're doing it, to bring in more people like me. The game's way easier to watch now. I like the rushed. I like to see the guy get the ball back from the catcher, get
How
it
many
ready,
games
get it
have
right
you
back
watched?
out. What?
How many games
have you watched?
this year so far? Besides the one we attended.
I watched one.
That we attended.
No, besides that one other one.
And
And
wasn't
the game
it
was
awesome?
much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Much more. The ball's coming out that
And by the
pitcher's
way,
hands.
What part did you enjoy? Did they get their ass kicked that game? Or
Yeah, that was
I just
every
like
game.
I like the flow of the game. It seems like it flows a lot better.
So much better.
You don't have dudes stepping out, fixing
way,
their gloves.
so you don't like baseball, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. But
I like it
think
though,
They're
there's
trying
now.
to cater to people who don't like baseball,
That's
which
because
is my
baseball
problem.
is a dying sport, dude. They need to bring in as many people as possible. Nobody like the
Meech
kids
will
now.
die with it.
First of
He
all,
doesn't
the
care.
attention
I'd
span,
rather go down with the ship than change it
the
completely
attention
to cater
span
to
on people right now is just going down. So they're trying to speed the game up, man.
All right.
It's good. It's a good thing. I agree. They should get rid of it in the playoffs.
I think you're all you're missing one big thing here, right?
What?
Okay, right now it feels a little weird. Everybody's messed up. But if they keep this in 2 or 3 years, every single player is going to adjust to the point where their damn routines fit within the parameters of the pitch clock. You won't even need it anymore because people will naturally say, I'm not going to fumble with the freaking rosin bag for 20 minutes before I take my next pitch.
baseball.
That's better.
There's so many head games in baseball between the pitcher, the batter, the catcher. I mean, it's all mind games.
Nobody wants to see that shit except old dudes like you, man.
It's
What do these
makes
kids have in their
baseball
backpacks?
good.
You know what they got in their backpacks.
Wawa
dude.
coffee.
Yo, there are these roving packs of teenage kids that have their backpacks, and I'm like, did they bring them from school?
No, they're all
Are they
drinking
gonna
Wawa
change of
coffee. Guys.
clothes?
They're good. They're good.
They
got Same thing in their backpack that you had in your backpack.
No.
Same
Fink,
pitch
yeah,
clock.
Fink, we got to hear from you, man. Come on. Don't say it's good.
It's good.
No, how do you really feel?
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think if it was a little bit longer, I
Listen,
think,
I have to stop you.
wanna-
I have to
wanna
stop you.
move.
Fink, do you understand how this works? You can't say, I don't hate it, I don't love it.
It's all
You have to have an
right.
opinion.
It's okay. What the fuck?
What the frick?
Because here's the thing. I don't want it like he said, in spring training, the game ended on the pitch clock thing. They called a ball.
We can all agree
and
that's
you
ridiculous.
You walked in a run and ended the game. Like that. I
I
don't
will
want that
say-
to happen.
I will
don't
say
think
the
that
one
should
thing I do
happen.
not understand at the pitch clock, It's like I'll be watching on
It's
TV
good.
and the umpire will come out and he'll start pointing at everyone, right? I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Is that a ball? Is that a strike?
I want Game 7 of a playoff series. It be bases loaded, 3-2 count, and the fucking batter forgets to get to the batter's box, and the game ends on a fucking.
Yeah, that would.
He
drive me
wants that
nuts.
so he can say to all of us how right he was.
Right.
But by the way, do you know if they plan to keep it in the playoffs? Does anyone know?
Of course they do, because baseball is fucking corny.
Wow. Well, you know what, Meech? Let's just give up. The Phillies are sucking anyway.
No, I don't have to give up, but I also
Forget baseball.
There's no
early.
reason
It's early.
to make a game a half hour shorter. There's no fucking reason.
Yeah.
You got something better to
It's
do?
3-1.
I don't.
3-1, us versus you, Meech. I think there's some sort of science
Meech
behind
wins.
it.
So you're saying
I
Meech
don't-
wins.
No, it's 3-1 Austin. Pitch
But
clock
when
is
the
here to
one,
stay.
right.
when the one has so much more convincing and better argument than the other three.
I didn't think
One
about
wins.
this long and hard, buddy. But
Okay.
the game
So-
moves a lot smoother. That's all.
I
I'll say.
think Meech is the cranky old guy, but it is what it is.
all right.
It doesn't matter because,
I like the bitch clock.
Do you
though.
like the
Or
bitch clock?
yeah.
Should we introduce that so that you can do that like anytime when we're
Yeah.
talking? You guys like it? Meech
But don't
probably
you
doesn't
think
like
what about
If
this?
you introduce the bitch clock into City Pigeons, the episode will last 14 fucking minutes.
it.
All right?
14 seconds. All right.
You want to shorten the podcast? You want to shorten a baseball
Well, hold on,
game?
so Meech-
Let's just shorten everything.
Meech,
Let's
just
just go the fuck home.
All these stolen bases are up through the season. Do you like that?
I don't mind that, but I don't think you should restrict the number of pickoff moves because you already saw, like I seen the Braves do it a couple times, and it's smart, but like Acuna knew that they threw over 2 times, so he just steals a base because he knows they're not going to throw
Yeah.
over.
And then-
it takes away,
And if you're watching
So
the
much
pitch clock, you
strategy.
know when they're not going to pitch over again, and you can just take off.
and
All
now
right,
the
okay.
bases are big.
So I think, Meech,
Can't you steal a base the regular way like Ricky Henderson did?
oh, by the way, I heard them talking the other day about the oven mitts and the unfair advantage, and I was like, man, I feel you. We
The base is this much bigger, and the oven mitt
Yeah,
is
it's
this
just-
much
it's-
longer.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
did see the boy
unbelievable.
Trey walks out
So
there
you
with
can
2
basically
oven
just
mitts,
start
man.
your
I would've
slide
got-
when you get to
yeah.
the second baseman
Yeah.
where he stands, and you're good.
All right, so Meech, I know you're an authority on baseball. You've been in the game forever, so I'm not going to disrespect you totally. But you do make some strange decisions. And kind of going back to the food thing and the going to the game thing, I was a little bit surprised when we're on our way to the Yankees game in the bus, and they're throwing out hoagies. I'm like, yeah, I'll take a hoagie. And Meech is like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, yo, you don't want one?
Why do you think he said he's
And
good?
he
He's
said-
he's
you know
a,
why
day,
he said
he's
he was
an
good?
A1 day one.
Because
That's my bestie.
it's like if somebody offered me a Primo's hoagie, I wouldn't take it, man.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
a
such
Fink
bullshit.
aficionado.
Oh, you don't eat
That's my
anything but
bestie.
Finks?
That's my
You'll never
bestie.
eat another hoagie.
What's
I
the
don't eat
real
other
reason you didn't
hoagies
take the
with
hoagie?
What's the real reason? Tell people.
Well, I brought my own food. I made myself lunch, and I made myself a chicken cheesesteak for lunch. And while I was making that, I had these little tiny, like 4-inch Amoroso rolls. So I made another chicken cheese. Didn't have any more of that. I said, let me make a cheesesteak for myself. So I made 2 sandwiches for myself to bring. I didn't know if they were going to have enough food. I want to make sure I'm hungry and fed.
I just thought it was the funniest thing. He tells me, I made some cheesesteaks at home. I said, oh, you made cheesesteaks? That's cool. He's like, yeah, 1 chicken and 1 regular. I'm like, you
It's a very strange
you
decision.
made both a chicken and a regular cheesesteak. I thought it was the funniest thing
He had
ever.
it packaged all
It's
nice,
only
like it was
because
like
I ran out
it
of
was in like
chicken
a
and I
brown
thought
paper bag, like he was taking his lunch
Yeah,
to
I
school.
didn't. It was like I was making my kids lunch.
Dude, that was honestly one of the funniest things. I thought that was
I'm glad-
absolutely
I'm glad I could
Hysterical.
amuse you guys.
Was it good though, Meech?
It was all right. It
Yeah.
wasn't hot.
Yo, so
you know,
your own cheesesteak wasn't any good?
it wasn't hot. I mean, it was okay. It was. I didn't eat the cheesesteak. All I ate was the chicken cheesesteak on the way down, and then that fucking garlic fries and
Oh my god.
chicken tenders.
So,
did a
I
number
just
on my
remembered-
stomach for the way home.
Yeah, you went hard. By the way, when we got on that bus, I think everyone in that bus just went.
Yeah, I passed the fuck
And
out.
then we got back to
Yeah.
the parking lot at like 1 o'clock. Everyone just went straight to their car and went home. All right, I'm remembering so many great things. Going to a baseball game with Meech in New York is like one of the best things ever. So we're sitting there, and the wave is coming around, and the wave is kind of like a controversial topic.
I
A
hate
lot
the
of
wave.
people. I hate the wave too. I hate most group like folky activities like that. So I go to Meech. I go, "What do you think about the wave?" Figuring Meech would have a take on the wave. He goes, "I have it right here." he goes, "I got zero opinion on the wave." I'm like, "Zero opinion on the wave?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll stand for it." Like, what? Can you see Meech standing up for the wave?
Yo,
Explain.
when you see it going around the stadium and everybody's standing and
You
going,
don't want to break the
"Whoa,"
wave.
having fun.
You don't want to be that guy?
What am I going to sit there like this? No, I'm not.
I thought you would.
I do.
Whatever. Just
Hey.
get up. Just do this.
So if
and it's
anyone
done
heard,
with.
if anyone heard your
I would not start the wave. I would not be like, hey, everyone in this section, in 5 seconds, we all got to. But if somebody had the gumption to start a wave and it got around to me, out of respect, woo.
I got to imagine if you watch or listen to the City Pigeons podcast on a regular basis, you have to be shocked by the fact that Mike Meech is going to participate in the wave.
I also think the anti-wave stance is kind of weird. That's why I'm more towards this side.
Yeah,
it's not hurting anyone.
I agree.
What do you care?
It's bored. It's a distraction from the game. Why are you doing a wave in the middle of a game when your team's down or like what if
Because
your
the team
down?
sucks, and what else you going to do?
All right.
I just think
So you
it's a
just
little
did a
corny.
wave?
It's a little corny, but your kids
That
like
might
it.
be corny.
What are you going
Let
to
him
do?
ride the wave.
lots
Let
of
him ride the
corny
wave.
shit.
This meat is so good.
Oh my
Stop.
God. Dude, that was honestly one of the funnier things. And then the other things, I'm always looking at quirky things that happen. Rocky gets on the bus, and Rocky's not a Phillies guy, so I think as a result of the podcast,
He looks like a Phillies guy. Look
well,
at
he
this dude.
certainly does. But that's part of what I'm about to say.
I'm a bandwagoner.
He's a bandwagoner. He got on last year at the end of the season, but this year I think he was like, all right, I'm going to get back in, and he had to make some decisions. And he comes on. He's got the gray jersey, which in my opinion is the most. I like it the best because you can wear it with the most. The
It's the most
pinstripes are tough.
versatile. Yeah.
Pinstripes are tough, right? Are you with me?
I'm with you, and you get stains on white a lot.
Yeah.
I like the gray, darker jersey.
Yeah, it's a good look. It's a good look. But anyway, Rocky comes in. He's got his gray jersey, and I look at it, and it's blank.
Yeah, so what?
He's got no player,
There's a lot of those.
and I just was surprised. You
It's
don't
a little
see it.
odd, but when you have two players on the Phillies who have signed like 10-year plus contracts, it's kind of safe to get those players in the back. But if you don't want them, I don't
a
see
safe
nothing
bet,
wrong
but
with
then
getting
you're
a
gonna
blank
see-
jersey.
Like when I get a jersey, I like to be somewhat obscure. You know what I mean? And everyone's gonna have a Turner or a Harper jersey, right? So
Like
those are out.
Fink Scott Kingery jersey,
Yeah. I was like, all right, you know what'd be cool?
which he has on again.
I'll get the Trea
He's not
Turner
listening to
USA
you.
jersey, but they only had it in white, and I
My
know how
mom
things
keeps
in
on
white are
calling
gonna
me,
end
I'm
up
sorry.
on May. So I was like, you know what I want? I want like a J roll.
What do you got
or-
against white, dude?
I got nothing against white. I mean, look at it. I'm sitting up here with it. So,
He's alone.
so I wanted like a Howard jersey or maybe a Victorino or a Rollins.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to get that in time. I'll just grab this blank gray jersey. I can have it forever. I'll get something else
And you
on the
could
backside.
also get it personalized whenever you want.
Exactly.
You could also put numbers
So
on
this
it.
isn't the last Phillies
Why
jersey.
don't you get like Pigeon on the back or something, man? Could be cool, Who knows?
Maybe I will.
All right.
Maybe I will.
But if you think about it, Meech, you said, oh, you could get Turner or Harper, and that's safe. Well, guess what the safest jersey is? A blank one.
Ooh.
Because that's never going to
Exactly.
change. You know what I mean? So, hey,
So I can have this forever. I'll go get another one. It's not going to be a Turner or a Harper. It's going to
Yeah.
be something that, fits me a little bit better.
got you.
It'd probably be an African American of some sort or a person of color.
Josh Harrison.
There's not a lot of those on the team, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I got to take it back to Ryan Howard or
Yeah.
K-Roll or
I don't make the decisions.
Vick.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
living with it.
I just want to say I will never forget the Phillies for postponing from yesterday right now.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
cold. I'm surprised. I really can't believe it. All right, so look, guys, this has been fun coming out here and doing this, and I think we should.
I'm having a good time out here.
Yeah, even if it's
despite
cold.
the cold weather,
Yeah.
despite the turnout that's not as crazy as we'd like, but it's early in the season. They're 1-5. What do you expect them to be?
Yeah,
Fucking-
that 1-5 start really killed things.
What's your prediction for today?
yeah. Our people
Oh,
turned
yeah,
out.
we got plenty of people out. They came for the beef, obviously.
What's your
but
guys'
me-
predictions for today?
Yeah, you got to predict the baseball game. It's not like the Eagles game. I predict 2-1
Yeah.
Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, I predict a Zach Wheeler gem today. We need it. We shut out. The Cincinnati Reds got the hard thrower going today. Hunter Green is a young dude, throws like 101 miles an hour. But
I'd take him
hopefully. I don't know if you guys ever played baseball, but when you played in cold weather and a
big
guy
time.
throwing 101 miles an
Yeah,
hour,
you're
you
not
tried to
loving
hit it, it doesn't feel good.
I'm about to
It's gotta
coach.
sting the hands.
I'm about to coach a bunch of 10 and 11-year-olds tomorrow morning. It's going to be 41 degrees. That's going to be great.
Those kids are going to be absolutely fucking miserable.
That's going to be great. Can I say this, though? You reminded me of something when you said they're hard thrower. The one thing that's really depressed me so far has been the Phillies bullpen. Got all these guys, and they're supposed to look great. At least Alvarado had that one flash of greatness. Hopefully he can do that. But what the hell, man? I thought we got all these great relievers. Maybe it's just they're trying to settle in.
You can never predict bullpen. It's a year-to-year thing. You can't say this bullpen was good last year, so it's going to be good this year. It's so random. It's hard to predict. It's hard to pin down. You just got to hope by the end of the year they got the right pieces. They could trade for bullpen guys. It's not something you worry about too much. Even last year, we had the worst bullpen the first half of the year, and we ended up making the World Series. So
yeah, you got a point. Yeah, and to your point, last year, if someone had said to me, the Phillies are going to go to the World Series there when we were in June, Harper got hurt and things were going terrible, you would have said, get out of here. So, we got to just settle in, and we'll be here for it, folks.
I think our City Pigeons tent is blowing away right now.
I see people holding on to them desperately.
So
I didn't bring any of the sand or anything.
Myself.
You always forget something. Guys, watch out. You never know what's going to happen here. We've got a bunch of – by the way, shout out to Jerry and Creative Outfit. Look at this setup that he's got.
Yeah,
it's absolutely
like
amazing.
Shout out, man.
Yo, how we sounding? You hear the wind a lot?
Jerry can do anything. Yeah. So, by the way, we shot an episode last night, which was very exciting. We'll be putting out next week. So we got some awesome stuff lined up for you guys. Everybody is fired up to keep this thing going.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be back. I think we're going to choose why don't we find one game that's particularly fun, and we'll do just like a blowout party, invite all of our friends, and we'll go crazy. What do you guys think?
And let's wait until it's
Sounds
72,
fun. Yeah, let's do it in
75 degrees.
Let's not do it
early
like
September
this.
or
Let's
something
not
like
do it
that.
like this. And by the way, I got to say, we're missing one person today who's a critical component of this whole thing.
Mark Goodhart.
Mark Goodhart.
Wish you were here, bro.
Hey, but you know what? He's doing the right thing. He's taking his daughter to the Bruce Springsteen concert down in Baltimore.
How old is his daughter?
Yes.
I
Could
think
she possibly
she's
like
14.
Bruce Springsteen?
I guess he's raising her to be authentic and
I
like
think
that
he's
classic
taking himself
rock.
to the Bruce Springsteen. Yeah.
Wow. Mark, if you're watching this,
But Mark
I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a good.
Mark said it representative.
Right.
Someone
Well,
that works with Mark was here.
Oh, did he?
He
Is
was
it
his
Lori?
family, her with her family.
I bet it's
to
Lori.
make sure the
All right,
flags
great.
were up.
Well, listen, we do have the Goodhart flags up.
Otherwise,
and
he was pulling
by
the
the way,
And we
sponsorship
have the
deal.
cups. And we have the cups.
Hey, Mark, you'd be happy to know we're using the Goodhart cups like crazy out here. A lot of promotional value. So,
The
if you
tornadoes
do-
coming.
guys, if you do have a personal injury matter and you're in Philadelphia and you need a great attorney, it is Mark Goodhart
Someone
and the
might fall down
Goodhart
the
Law
steps of
Firm.
the game.
All right? So,
Like say
That's
if
what
a
I
car
wanna
runs you over at the Jetro lot.
yeah, you could definitely get your car run
Meech would
over at
run
the
me over to
Jetro lot.
Hell yeah.
All right, so folks, thank you for tuning in, checking us
messed.
out. Please keep doing so, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. And next time we throw down for this tailgate, we expect to see you guys down here.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have the wonderful meets from Philaticus, Dylan,
Delicious.
and the whole crew, all right? All right, folks.
Later.
We'll catch you next time. Peace out.
We got Jimmy.
Hold on.
You gotta run that.
You killed it?
Hey, Jimmy's next to me.
I'm trying to get you one. He shut it down. My dumbass has a closet full of like that really shit.
What are you gonna do,
I didn't think
man?
you were gonna make it.